Shut up.
What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live. I am Chris Page. It is a Wednesday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great week. We're halfway there. Friday's right around the corner. Everybody's working for the weekend. I know I am, and I know that every one of you are as well. Corporate America is here for another 48 hours, but then we are all said and we are all done. This is going to be a great show today. Before we get into our guest and we bring him in, guys, let's get through a couple of quick announcements. We've been talking about it. Chapter 3, Good Vibrations. It is right around the corner. March the 28th, Los Angeles, California. We are coming, and we are partnering with Primal Pro Wrestling out of San Diego, as well as our friends at Millennium Pro Wrestling in Chatsworth for Good Vibrations. As you can see on the screen, Matthias, SoCal Pro heavyweight champion for over a year, will be going one-on-one with former Millennium Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion Busio. Guys, this is not it. This is going to be one incredible night of action, afternoon of action, I probably should say. How about this? How about J2 Mattioli taking on Skrilla the Great? The rematch, if you will. We saw what went down at Chapter 2, Next Level, with Skrilla pulling a shady dub. Let's see if he can pull it again in Southern California in JT Mattioli's own backyard. Also on tap, guys. One Division Pro. Our affiliates, Roachy Roach, the 1DP heavyweight champion, coming to Los Angeles, putting his championship on the line against Phineas Sun. And guys, when I say our buddy Roachy Roach has got a uphill battle here, we're going to see what happens. The only way you can find out is if you're going to be in Chatsworth with us, and you should definitely do that. What about the Millennium Pro Wrestling National Championship? Justin Jack Daniels, Dallas Dash, Chuck Mercer's in Dustin's corner. And Dallas, I got your back, brother. We know that Chucky likes to roll with some brass knucks. I've got a right hand with his name written all over it if he wants to get involved in your throwdown, because we want to see you leave with that national championship. And all roads, guys, lead to the main event. It is going to be what I consider probably the best tag team match that I'll see in 2026. Two of the best in Southern California, the Brothers Divine and the Pump Line. It is going to be a happening. Tickets are on sale at ccpodcasting.com. And right around the corner, Chapter 4, Legends Rise, April 25th in Orlando. Guys, you need to go ahead and tune in and lock in. We are crowning our first heavyweight champion, and it is going to be a fun night, fun couple of months. And I hope to see you guys at our live events for sure. It is going to be a really, really good time. Speaking of good times, Beyond the Bell, those are really great times for me because I get the opportunity to sit down and educate myself, not only on our guest, but what's going on with them, the happenings around them, and I get to learn about more companies, more pieces of talent that we should be watching and keeping our eyes on. And this should be a very fun show this afternoon. My guest, I've had my eye on for about a year and a half, and truthfully, really impressed with what he does in the ring and how he has his presentation. And brother just knows what he's doing. And I'm looking forward to sitting down and having this conversation with him. Although we may have a disagreement about a match coming up here on the 28th with a friend of the channel. We'll get into some of that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Beyond the Bell Live. He is the top 99. He is Mr. Myles Hawkins. How are you, sir? Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live.
Man, I am doing well, and with an introduction like that, how can I not be?
I've only been doing these for about a year. You'd think I'd get good at it at some point, but
Well, fair enough. I mean, you started off by saying we're going to have a disagreement. Do you want to start as friends, or do you want to start off and clear the air?
Well, I mean, we can clear the air, man. Let's just go. We'll clear the air. Okay. We can start there because
whatever you want.
My dude Jay Haru is a big friend of the channel, man, and I know that you guys are going to be hooking up. Actually, we'll clear the air in just a little bit. Let's get there. Let's let that build. Let's let that marinate a little bit. I really and truly am very grateful for starters that you gave us some time today, and I really am looking forward to actually hearing more about your journey from you and hearing a lot about what you have going on. I start our conversations at the top. So for me, it's not when did you get involved, it's when did you fall in love. So at what point in time does professional wrestling intersect with you, and what was going on television? What drew you in as a fan initially?
Oh man, I mean, I've always been a fan. from whenever I could stand up. I started off as a baseball player.
Okay.
My summers, fall, spring, 10 months out of the year, I was playing baseball. The 2 months that I had off, I didn't want to see a baseball. I didn't want to touch a baseball. Couldn't get farther away from it. My escape was wrestling. So when I was about 8 or 9 is when I really started to get into it. We were downtown and they had Jeff Hardy versus Chris Jericho in a ladder match. And I saw Jeff Hardy jump over a ladder. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm watching this forever. So every winter, I have to watch wrestling. I have to watch wrestling. And from December to January, that's Royal Rumble season. So it's picking up, it's getting good. And then as soon as February hits, you gotta go play baseball. All right, whatever. But throughout the whole process, I'm following wrestling, I'm staying involved. And then around 2016, I discovered Ring of Honor. And that's where it just went to a whole nother level.
Oh, brother, I got to know.
Because
I got to know who did you stumble across in Ring of Honor in 16 that made you really flip that switch?
it wasn't a who, it was the whole show.
The whole production, the whole kit and
Because
caboodle.
we were going to WWE shows and we know what Raw is. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor was downtown and it's like, hey, here's a $25 ticket to go see wrestling. We're sitting 4 rows back. Who comes out? I think this was I actually just looked up the show not too long ago because I wanted to see who was on it. I think it was Cedric Alexander was on it for sure. ACH was on it. And I remember Samoa Joe returning somewhere in that year. But that was my first show, and I'm watching all these guys. I'm like, oh, these are all top guys, and I'm 3, 4 rows back. I can throw the streamers and hit the guys in the ring. Like this is incredible. And from then on, that was really my introduction to indie wrestling.
So you mentioned that you were playing baseball beforehand. So at what point do you decide to hang up the cleats and trade them in for some wrestling boots? Because it does. It seems like the trade is coming at some point, and if you fall in deep with Ring of Honor, it's got to be right around the corner.
It was probably from there. It was 3, maybe 4 years later. I was a college baseball player. I was in the draft process, and my senior year, I just stopped loving it. February of my senior year, I could not like baseball. I was playing incredible. I was going. I had scouts showing up all the time saying, "Hey, what are you doing? What's your process?" I'm like, I don't want to play baseball. Around this time, 2019 ish. Yeah, 2019. Because Kofi Mania was huge. This is where he won the title. And we're on the road back from a doubleheader. Brutal game. We played probably from 8 in the morning to about 3 because the game ran a little long. But WrestleMania is that day. I'm sitting on the bus like I have to watch WrestleMania. As soon as Kofi gets out there, watch the whole match. Right before he hits the Trouble in Paradise, we go into the mountains and the feed cuts out.
Oh,
Don't see the pinfall. I'm scrambling like we all knew he was. As soon as he hit it, it was over. As soon as the feed comes back up, Kofi's crying, he's celebrating. I'm on the bus, surrounded by all these college baseball players, trying not to get emotional. But from then on, I was like, I want to do that. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm gonna try it at least once. And then as soon as the season ended, I took a summer, just said, hey, I'm done, mentally decompress. And then I found MCW Pro Wrestling. And it was only 40 minutes from me. I was like, oh, this is insane. All the guys who are on the poster are top guys, either with Leo Rush, who was at Ring of Honor at the time, or Velveteen Dream, who was the current NXT North American champion. I was like, this is right here. And they trained all these people. I'm going here. Signed up. And from then on, that was the start to the wrestling journey.
well, I love the fact that first of all, it could not have been an easy decision, right? If you are on a track and have scouts, and you have, this baseball, it being a very, very real possibility for you, it couldn't have been an easy decision to make, because it's like essentially betting on yourself all over again. And when you got into it, like, what were some of your strengths, and what were some of your weaknesses when you were getting into the training aspect of it all? It's just like, for me, I tell everybody all the time, like, I had two left feet. Footwork was my thing, and it took me a minute to get it down. But when I did, I was all right. It was good, but that was one of my horrible fucking
Yeah.
difficulties when I started. Listen, when you trip going up the stairs and then trip going, over the rope because you're clumsy, like, that is an issue, brother. What were some of the things that you were good at, and then we'll come on the backside of that. Some of the stuff you had to really work at. I would imagine, obviously coming in with the athletic background, and obviously baseball being a very it's a physical sport, but you're also, your cardio is on point. So I would imagine that cardio was probably not something that you were too concerned about, or pretty much didn't have to really work on.
I'll start by saying this. I was a catcher. I was the fat kid behind the plate. I didn't move much. I hit the ball far. I jogged to second base. Wrestling was by far the hardest thing I had ever done. And this was coming from being a three-sport athlete. I was a quarterback in high school, basketball player, baseball player, obviously. I had been athletic my whole life. But the second I took a back bump, I swore off all back bump. I said, "You're never going to hit me. I'm never falling down. This hurts so much."
Yep.
But the quickest adjustment, obviously, I got the physical aspect because I had been coached my whole life. I understood, okay, I need to move my body this way. The adjustment from baseball to wrestling, baseball, you hit a home run, head down, act like you've been there before. You don't want to be the guy who's out there. You don't want to be the
Yeah.
guy who's this huge personality. It's frowned upon in baseball. Wrestling, you have to be that guy. You have to bring that personality that is part of what we do. So completely switching from, I'm trying to, hit a home run. I might celebrate a little bit, but for the most part, keep your head down, because you don't want a pitcher getting excited and throwing it up and in. That's going to hurt everybody.
Sure.
Wrestling, if you're not, you have to get that out. You have to get out of that show. And starting in the fall of 2019, by the time I was ready to start wrestling, the world shuts down. So a lot of my early matches were in front of nobody, tapings. You don't have that crowd interaction. You don't get to see the people and see how they're responding. So a lot of those matches, yeah, I can do the moves, but it took me an additional year and a half to really interact with the people, because I didn't know people were there.
No, I get it. And see, like, this is, this may be a hot take, man. And if it is, I'm not intending to.
No,
I think that the
that's good.
pandemic era of when the world shut down, right, and being able to really look at the independent scene like we have over the last 2.5 years, something that I have no, there's no denying that the younger generation that's out there right now is fucking sick. There's so much tremendous talent, and I think a piece of that might have been because when the world shut down, there were some places that were still able to train. You were still able to do some odds and some ends. You're able to get those reps that you weren't able to get, or most people weren't able to get everywhere else. When in some certain states where things were completely shut down, and you had
Yeah.
you couldn't do nothing. And I think that it's very, to me, it's very interesting, because depending on how you view things, right? I'm always
Mhm.
a glass half full kind of guy. I find the
Yeah.
positive in the silver lining, in just about everything. So I look at it as, while you weren't maybe necessarily able to get that instant gratification or that instant approval from the crowd, you were able to
Mhm.
get in there, and you were able to work, and you were able to work on your mechanics, and you were able to work on
Yeah.
your in-ring game. While did it put you behind the eight ball, on the character side and maybe getting the interaction from the crowd? Absolutely. But the in-ring talent, and that's what, I tell anybody that comes on our shows, like in on our live events, I sell your talent. I sell what you can do in the ring. I sell what you know what I mean, and I think that
Mm.
being able to have a little bit of that extra time could have been a blessing, also could have been a curse with not having that live crowd. So it does make me want to ask you, when you got the opportunity to really get in front of a crowd for the first time, did what you were practicing with, not necessarily practicing, but when you're performing and getting in the ring and you're doing the stuff in front of nobodies and not knowing if this is working or is not working or what do I need to do? Because again, the crowd is a big piece of what you do. You got to listen to them.
Oh yeah.
How did you transition into that? And what was your first match in front of a live crowd? How did that differentiate from not having that crowd there? And were you able to listen and pivot and, kind of hone in on what they were calling out? Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes a ton of sense. So, um, first, I wouldn't trade my journey for anything. The way I've gone, I learned so much during that pandemic era that I would not have gotten the opportunity to otherwise. My first match, short answer, no. I didn't listen to the crowd at all. Didn't know they were there. But I debuted. So my debut started as a program with the COVID tapings.
Mhm.
We started with nobody, but then the payoff was the first show back in front of a live crowd. So my first match ended up being, I think it was 800 or 900 people in a dog collar match. Couldn't tell you who was there. We fought in the crowd. I barely knew the crowd was there. I was so locked in because I had been used to, okay, you only have to
Yeah.
focus on the other guy in the ring. So I go back and watch this match now, and I'm laughing. I'm like, you're doing all these things, things that now, 5 years, 6 years later, you obviously change. But as a young kid starting out, for the first time doing this in a dog collar match, I can tell I'm having so much fun in this match.
There,
Like,
it's like I mean, kid in a candy store, really. Like if you're a diehard wrestling fan, you know the importance of a dog collar match, and you know that it's like it's the be all. It's kind of a be all end all blow off match if there ever was one, and this is your first in front of a live crowd. Brother, I'd have
yeah.
been like a kid in a candy store. I wouldn't have been paying attention to shit. I'd have been like, "Let's go!" Who's bleeding? Where are we doing it? It's one of those things.
Bouncing off walls, thrown through walls. Couldn't tell you. Got thrown into a fan. Had no clue anybody else was there. Got to the back. I was like, that was so great. Guy walked up, said, "Did you even notice anybody?" No, no, had no clue. But I had the time of my life.
Well, you move forward, right? Well, actually, let's before we even talk more about the in ring side of the equation, man. When you start putting
Mhm,
together the package of what you're going to present to the peoples, if you're consuming
mhm,
on
mhm,
YouTube or wherever you watch your wrestling, when you start
mhm,
putting together who Myles Hawkins is and
mhm,
what we're seeing, and obviously, I know we're going back, 4 or 5 years
mhm,
at this point. There's evolution,
mhm,
but what
yeah.
did the initial groundwork look like when were really trying to put together what you were going to try to present?
Oh man, to start, I had absolutely nothing. I just was a kid who walked in, 13 people in my beginner's class, but after the first 5, 6 weeks, because of how hard wrestling is, like we're not trying to run people off, but 12 people said, I can't do this. My body hurts. I don't have the time. I can't physically keep up, which is, yeah, like try it, but it hurts. I moved up so fast that some of my classmates in training were, hey man, why are you moving so fast? Why do you pick it up the first time? Uh, can't tell you. So it became, oh, this part is what's annoying us. You should use that as your character. Cool. I started off as the golden boy because I was the top student. I was all these accolades coming out of the training center. And that slowly matured into the 99 overall. If you play any sort of video game, 99 overall is the top of the line. The best you can do at any position, any sport. For wrestling, Roman hopped in there, but he doesn't move quite the same. So technically, he gets it just for WWE. But that's where everything started. And from there, How do you portray that? What is it? Is he a rock star? Is he this great wrestler? Yeah, he can go in the ring, but a lot of times he's kind of bored. He likes playing with people. For example, our friend, just because I want to get back to him, just because I've been messing with him all day,
Here we
Kangaroo.
go. All right.
Mess with Haru. I like Haru. I like Haru, but Haru doesn't know what he's in for. I'm gonna wrestle circles around Haru just for my entertainment.
Listen, I am a big fan of Jay Haru, and
I'm a big fan of Jay Haru.
I'm
I
gonna
like Jay Haru.
I don't know how to feel about this match coming up on the 28th. And first of all, AXW, shame on you for making me even have to be in this position. But because I totally, man, I don't know what to expect here. I don't. I think that this is going to be very interesting. And what I'm gonna keep it. I hate the fact that I found out about this last fucking minute because I'd have got on a plane. I make shots. I was in San Antonio, Texas last Saturday night for a show. I go.
A prediction or a spoiler? Because prediction is that I win. Spoiler is that I'm going to wrestle circles around and embarrass Jay Haru. So either way you go, it's going to be the Myles Hawkins show. Jay Haru will be involved, but it's going to be a lot more of mm, not a lot of this.
This is your return to AXW, right? This is I believe that's what how I read the announcement. So let's talk about how I guess the return itself. When was the last time you were there? And obviously you got this match with Jay Haru and definitely confident. And I know that not too long ago, I mean, I think he was wrestling for the championship. So a win here for you on a return, man, it's got to put you in the conversation.
Yeah, no, I was. If I remember correctly, it's been almost a year exactly since I was at AXW. I was within a heartbeat of winning the championship. I was it was close, but you know how it happens. So I think anybody to the level of Jay Haru to where he is in AXW, knocking him off of my return, I should be right back in contention.
Well, I think you're right. I think if that is indeed the case, I think for either one of you who pull a win at this point, it's going to put you in the conversation, and as rightfully so. Uh, if let me go back a little bit. How did you get involved with AXW to begin with? Like, what was you said it's been a year, so how did your paths cross? Obviously, getting booked out there. What did that look like?
I mean, I think just both of us being in the same general area. AXW is a fantastic show. Pennsylvania, I'm wrestling in Maryland. I want to get to as many of these big shows, these great places to meet people as possible. I I don't remember exactly how we ran into each other, but I believe my first match there was against Sean Legacy,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Hey, we like what you do. We like both of you guys. Here is 12 minutes. Go out there, make a great match." And I love the fact that AXW always goes, "Hey, we like this guy. We like this guy. You guys are gonna have a fantastic match. Go do it." Because a lot of the guys that I've wrestled there, we've passed in locker rooms and go, "Hey, we're gonna have a great match whenever we get to do it. Whenever that opportunity comes, we just need that opportunity." And AXW is one of those places that goes, "Hey, we see this too. Go do it."
See, I'm a firm believer of that as well. I think that allowing two guys to put the match together, give them that creative freedom, right? Like I don't our live events as an example, man. I'll just say, hey, man, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I kind of want to see at the end. How you get to the end, man, that's up to you. That's up to you guys. You create that magic and do what you need to do and how you need to do it. Because if I didn't believe in you and didn't believe in your abilities, I wouldn't have you here. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of one of those things. Like I have to trust you. I have to trust you to do what I've seen you do, and you know what I mean. So it's like, why stifle somebody like that? Give them the creative freedom and the ability to go out there and put together what they feel like is going to be the best product. Because if that's the name of the game, and it's to get the crowd in the palm of your hands. And I think that is a facet that you do hold rather well. So let's chat a
Appreciate
little bit about the overall psychology and how you do what you do so well in the ring, because I've seen some reactions, man, and wow is kind of
Let's
the way to put it.
let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Well, walk me through, when you're reading that room and it's time to put the foot on the gas. What I tell you, walk me through it, man.
So, if I'm being honest, I'm still enjoying being out there in front of the people. Every time you go through that curtain, you can't match that rush. I've played in stadiums in front of thousands of people. It doesn't even come close to going out into the ring. So, for a lot of the match, I like showing off. A lot of people say don't show. I like it so much. I got to show what I do. I gotta get that feeling of, yeah, I know I can beat you, but these people have all paid for a show, so I'm gonna give them a show. You are really just, I'm beating up on you. Unfortunately, sorry, you got booked against me, but I gotta put on that show. That's what I gotta do. They paid to see me. You just happen to be here.
I like it, man. I like it. I like the confidence that you exude when you're out there, and it's a facet of the game that I'm big on psychology, and I'm big on
Mhm,
the audience reaction, and I'm big on listening. Like that was always my
mhm,
big thing. Was I'd be working with guys, and they'd be calling like 9,000 things. I'd be like, no, I'm listening to them because they're
mhm.
telling me what we need to do. And I learned from Ricky Morton, so I learned from one of the best sellers in the fucking game. And it was just, I always took that with me, and I was never the biggest guy, right? I was never the strongest guy. I was a hell of a talker, and I was able to manipulate the crowd. And as a good heel, your job is to talk them into the building to watch you get your ass kicked. And you could play that, and I could play that really well. And I think to a degree you can as well, because I love the overall. I mean, it's not cockiness, it's confidence. And I
Yeah.
used to tell people all the time, there's a difference between being cocky and being confident. Shut my mouth if you can. It's like,
That's a
yeah,
good one.
if you can do it, go right ahead. I'm standing right here.
Mhm,
And it was just always fun to play with the crowd. Now, have you had
mhm.
instances thus far, or what have been some of your favorite instances where you have got to be that puppet master with the crowd, and you knew that you had them, and it just hit?
So I love the difference between, hey, we're gonna talk about this and we're gonna have our plan what we're gonna do, and then all that is thrown out the window because the crowd is loving what we're doing here.
Sure.
I've been fortunate to be in the ring with guys who we've gone out in front of the biggest crowd I have ever seen, and they go, "Oh, we know you train. We're not gonna talk about anything. You take the finish." Okay, this is my first time doing anything like this, any sort of dark match, and we're not talking about it. But I felt completely comfortable because these guys are such professionals, first, and second, I like the interaction. I like playing with the crowd. I think my favorite one was if you can see it, I actually saved the picture. But a guy who actually helped me out so much early on was Rich Swann. MCW in Maryland has the Shamrock Memorial Cup.
Mm-hmm.
We were matched up as a first round matchup in the Shamrock Cup. And I know the crowd, everybody loves a little Lionel Richie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do we play with the crowd? Who's going to be way up for Lionel Richie? So we start the match, and Rich is a great guy to be around because he's always positive. He's dancing. His whole entrance is him dancing. I said, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's everybody dance. But halfway through, I'm going to drop kick Rich Swann so that he knows that he's in my house. And from then on, I think that was the first one where I was like, that reaction is what I'm going for. That was the first step out into, okay, we have this great match called. The next 10, 12 minutes is going to be crazy. But this first half, we're the first thing they're going to see. We need to give them something to let them know, hey, we see you. That's one of the great things about independent wrestling. We're right there. We can see you. We can hear you when you're yelling to the ring. Most times we'll yell back because we're real people. On TV, you can yell, but I have to focus on what I'm doing. Independent wrestling, hey, I'm gonna punch this guy. I'm gonna talk to you. You were giving me such a hard time last time I just saw you. I'm gonna make sure that you know, one, don't mess with me when I'm working. Two, I can actually hear you.
I used to love playing with the crowd, dude. That was my favorite thing. I would call myself the chicken shit heel, like the Candido heel. I'd kind of,
Yeah.
oh, come on, come on, come on. Wait a minute, hold on, and I'd run through the crowd if I had to, right? Like I would jump the rail and go 3 rows back and go all the way down. Like I would do stupid shit just to get them involved, just to get them to react. And then, of course, when I slipped on the banana peel, it would always get the reaction that I wanted, and that was for them to come up for the baby. And I don't know, man. I miss that. That's pieces of the game that I do miss. I haven't wrestled in 20 years, but it's just a piece, and I see people who do it so well, and it just
Mm-hmm.
makes me get so jealous because I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, dude.
There's nothing better than getting that genuine reaction of, oh, if I could hit you, I would too.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
And what's kind of I think this is interesting too, and I want to talk a little bit about. Obviously, I know AEW was a thing for a minute. I think
Mhm.
you were there for, I don't know if it was extra work, et cetera, et cetera. But I
Mhm.
want to talk a little bit about that opportunity for you. And for
Yeah.
me, like I've had so many people that I've had such great conversations with, and when I see people that get picked up to do some extra work, it always makes me do a happy dance because that tells me that you are on someone's radar. Doesn't matter what you were doing, doesn't matter what it was there. If you got TV time, you didn't get TV time, you were there. You were in the room.
Yeah.
Somebody sees you and sees something in you, or else they wouldn't just bring someone in, right? Like
Yeah.
that means that you've been seen. So I kind of want to take a
Yeah.
minute and talk about that and how did
Oh,
that work
yeah.
out for you? And when you get this opportunity, what was your initial reaction to it?
I mean, my extra work experience was incredible. It's we always joked it's like going on a shadow day. This is where you want to be. This is the job you want to do. But at the end of the day, you got to go home. You got to wake up from the dream. And the match that we called in the ring was my very first AEW Extra Work appearance. It was me and the coach Pat Brink from MCW who brought me up, and we ended up wrestling FTR. When we told them where we were from, they said, "Oh, you guys are properly trained. We'll go call it out there." And to hear that and have that level of confidence, I was like, "Oh, it must always be like this." From then on, that confidence boost just stayed. So every match, every opportunity, I got to do so many crazy things as an extra, either with AEW or we did a spotted Ariel Hawani, where I am a backstage producer who has to break up a fight. And I've been in amazing places that these extra work opportunities, they're things that, yes, it's great to wrestle. Everybody wants to wrestle and everybody wants to be out there. But you get to see a completely different side of wrestling as a whole, different side of TV wrestling, different side of the business.
It's a learning experience. It's one of those things that's invaluable. Like I had somebody, I'm not gonna name drop them, but I had somebody on the show that was bitching. It was like, hey, I was there, but didn't get used. I was in catering, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, then what did you do while you were in catering?
Yeah.
And they were like, and I was like, I'm not trying to be a dick, bro, but like, if you have this opportunity, there's people that are coming and going. Like you
Yeah.
can ask a question. Like, listen, you just sat there and twiddled your thumb? Like, I find that very hard to believe. But
Hmm.
it's guys who take the opportunity that's there. And another kid that came in and he was like, I was there, I didn't get used, but I'm gonna tell you something. I got to ask this guy. I talked to him. I got information. I got advice. I got all this really positive stuff. And I was like, that's the mentality you need to have right there.
Yeah.
That's a piece of what will end up making you successful is just being there present for the opportunity that's there and learning while you're there because you just said it yourself. Whole different business, TV business from independent business. It's a whole different level. There's a whole lot more moving parts you're getting an opportunity to see that and witness that firsthand. Now, how many extra opportunities have you gotten so far?
Oh man, I don't think I can count. I've been fortunate
You,
enough to
you,
have
you,
a ton.
then we need to be asking this question. Where's the fucking contract? Let's put pen to paper, guys, and stop playing around. That's what it sounds like to me. Call me crazy, but it sounds like if you've got an opportunity, it's time to make that thing happen.
I mean, I'm right there with you. Where's the petition? Where do we sign it? Who we
I'm
talk to?
saying, brother. I'm saying. I
We have
think
the paper saying don't kick in the door. I mean, I guess somebody did it before me, but
I,
they beat me to it.
Well, yeah, you know what? We're going to start the movement. We're going to start the 99 overall movement. I'm telling you, that's a clip that's going out there. And if
There we
you would
go.
like, guys, I know that there's like, I don't know, 70 or 80 people that are watching us right now. If you want to sign that petition, shoot me a DM and we will make it fucking happen.
There we go.
So, you with these opportunities that come, man, and I know that that's got to be a pretty big, getting the extra work and getting those opportunities got to be pretty big highlights for you. But what are some of your other ones? You have some of your other, moments that stick out to you, matches maybe that stick out to you that really resonate. Basically, here, let me rephrase that. If I was to watch 90 minutes of Myles Hawkins, what matches would Myles point out, say, I would like for you to see that, I would like for you to see that, I'd like for you to see that?
Wow. Okay, so moments. I think matches wise, a few of my favorites. I personally, my favorite match is Myles Hawkins versus Alex Devine from MCW. Dynamo Runs the Show.
Okay.
This was a tribute show to one of our friends, and we both said we're doing everything possible to honor him. With this is going to be the best match we put on and go all out. I am extremely proud of that match. As far as other matches, obviously I love my match with Rich Swann. He taught me so much in the ring that I thought you'd have to sit down and actually go to class to learn. We're sitting in the chin lock and he's teaching me so much. Then another MCW match, Myles Hawkins, Leo Rush. This was one of my favorites, going through the whole thing, the process, and the whole day. Just everything came at the right time. As far as moments that I'm extremely proud of, with CZW and the return to Europe, WXW has 16 Karat.
Yes,
They're
sir.
big tournament. They have a show where they put on all the other companies that they work with, and they said CZW is going to main event that show, and it was Myles Hawkins versus Griffin McCoy versus Deshaun Pratt as the main event of that show, and the goal was setting up another excursion and really bridging that gap between CZW and WXW, really solidifying that, and just being able to say we trust you enough to go do this. Because this is more than just go put on a good match. This is go represent the company. This is go over and show, hey, we belong in the same conversation. WXW, in my opinion, is the biggest company in Europe. If they aren't, they are top two. But incredibly, incredibly good promotion, incredibly good production. It felt exactly the same as being backstage at Extra Work.
WXW has been a phenomenal watch. We've been watching them since we've been diving into the independent scene. They were one of the first feds that we came across in Europe. And to be fair, they are definitely top notch. And to know that you've gotten some international experience as well. What other kind of international experiences have you had?
Oh, I always have to talk about Pro Wrestling Holland. I love Pro Wrestling Holland.
Dude, we just
One
got
of
in
my
with them.
favorite promotions.
We literally just got in with Pro Wrestling Holland. Like, I'm not kidding you, 3 weeks ago.
Oh man,
We have been trying for 2 years, bro.
You are in for a treat. It is one of my favorite promotions. The second time I went over to Europe, I messaged Pro Wrestling Holland and said, "Hey, I'm coming over. When do you have a show? I will change my flights to be on that show." It's just so much fun.
Yeah. What so when you did Holland, so I think so I've got one of my co-hosts, Goth, is he's my foot man over there and got us in the door, and they do the Chicago Boom. Is that the name of the shows? I'm Goth. If you're in chat, man, let me know if I'm right. I think it's the Chicago Boom shows. Were you able to get on one of those?
We didn't do Chicago Boom when I was over there. I forgot the venue that we did, but it was there was I remember the walls were all spray painted and painted up with this beautiful art that it wasn't on camera, but I remember walking through going, "This is incredible."
Like, wait,
I don't remember
why am I
some.
here? What is going on? I've had a couple of those moments myself, but nothing like that, man. Like that's the one thing that I missed was I wasn't able to do anything internationally. And I do think that anytime somebody gets an opportunity to do that, it's fucking great. Because you're able to get out there and mix it up with other people. Now, when you say Pro Wrestling Holland, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there to our Pro Wrestling Holland friends. The next time Myles is over in your neck of the woods, I think we need to see Myles Hawkins and Ricky Sosa. I'm just saying.
Ooh, okay, that'd be
I
fun.
think that needs to happen. And then in the same context, on the same loop, APW over in France, we need to see Curo and Myles Hawkins hook it up. Like that's what we need to see.
Yeah, both those would be fun.
Those
Yeah,
would be
I
fantastic
remember,
matches.
I remember seeing those guys. We met in passing over there, but it wasn't. We weren't, lined up on the same show. It was, hey man, I like your stuff. On to the next one.
Uh, well, thank you, sir. Well, maybe we'll do this down the line. We'll see. Uh, what what kind of stuff you got coming up, man? What's on your radar? Obviously, we know the big match coming up this weekend against Jay Haru, but what else do you have going on? What else is on the radar coming up over the next couple of months?
I have a busy next couple of months. March 1st, day after I whoop Jay Haru, MCW has Fan Jam, one of our biggest events. We have a convention starting at noon, show starting at 5. The Hardy Boys will be there. Jeff, who, again, I saw it as a 9-year-old, fell in love with wrestling, will be there. Then, from there, March 14th, ECWA Super 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be extremely fun. This is one of those tournaments that you win it, you are immediately top of the independents.
And you are one
So
of the 8 taking part in that.
I'm one of the 8. Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
that's fucking incredible. I mean, just to think about all the people that are out on the indies and to be just one of the 8 people that are involved in that. Like, that's not a vote of confidence. Like nothing is.
Oh yeah. It. I love how excited the competitors are. We ran into each other last weekend, a few of the guys in Massachusetts, and it was, hey man, I hope we get to wrestle each other. I've been watching you this, so I hope we get to wrestle, and everybody like that. It's going to be a great tournament, I think.
I'm just
Just
shocked.
because all the guys in the tournament are excited to wrestle each other.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't say, why are you so excited to lose to me, bro?
I didn't tell him he was losing.
You should have. I would have. You excited to get beat, bro? Okay, no problem.
It's a tournament. It's a tournament. I came up and said it on Friday, like, well, only 3 of you are going to get the opportunity.
I hear you, man. I hear you. What else you got coming up?
Oh man, I'm staying pretty local, Maryland mostly for March, but then going back up. I've been in Rebel Spirit up in Massachusetts. Great show coming up. Focus Pro up in Massachusetts. After a while, it's like, hey guys, look, we've told this story. I need a little break to drop back down to Maryland. I'm working on getting south. I'm trying to go see some, University of Georgia baseball games. Like UGA baseball, I want to go see a few of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia's a nice new scene. I
I,
like that.
I got
So,
friends in Georgia, companies in Georgia. So and I'm sure that you're not going to have difficulty. But if you needed for somebody to give somebody a nudge or two, I could make that happen easily and just say, here you go.
I appreciate it.
Here's an introduction.
Anything to get to Foley Field.
I'm telling you, man. Like I never thought a million years that I could leave independent wrestling for 20 years and come back and just start watching random stuff, and that random stuff turn into I mean, I think we're connected to 70 or 80 different companies all over the world and growing. And it's for me, it's so gratifying just to be able to help and to be able to use the power of the airways to make things happen for people who may not get opportunity or may feel like they're overlooked or whatever. Like for me, some of the coolest moments so far has been able to take some guys who may not be well known and with our, in the incorporation of our live events, put them in the ring with somebody that is kind of known or in a bigger name or a bigger opportunity. Because for them, it's like somebody believed in me, somebody gave me an opportunity, somebody gave me a
Yeah.
chance, and I think that some of that stuff is so insane. And I say all that because like it gears up towards kind of like where I start, last segment of the show, if you will, because I really I don't know how long these segments run, so I want to make sure we've got plenty of time to talk about it.
Of
So for
course.
you, I'm interested, and I ask everybody these questions, and I always say, we cast a wide net because we do. These are to me the most important questions I'll ask you when you sit in the chair. As I told you before we came on the air, like for real, man, like this is where I know I can help, and where I know we have a voice that can reach some people and reach some companies and reach some talent. So it's for me they're really important. So your side of the coin, you talked about trying to come down south, coming to Georgia and doing some stuff here. What are some companies that are along the way that you would be interested in trying to work for, or if you have the opportunity to go in and show them what you got?
Well, I think as a wrestler, I know a lot of guys love the independent style. I fell in love with television wrestling, so I have to say WWE, AEW.
Sure.
But to get to those points, man, I loved the independents too. I remember watching the guys who took that path, the indie darlings, if you will, who I remember seeing them everywhere. So I say companies. We already talked about WXW as being one of those places where if you're wrestling there, okay, whoa, we need to pay attention. But there are a lot of other companies like, I mean, MLW, great one. I see places down south that are crushing it, like Action Wrestling, One FW, both crushing it down there. A lot of places in Texas, like MPX, I think is, whew, they did what, Global Wars with Ring of Honor.
Hmm.
That's that's incredible to see independent promotions now getting that opportunity. It almost throws it back to where Ring of Honor was the quote unquote super indie of if you're working here, you're on TV, but it's still technically indie wrestling.
Right. Well, I think several things come to mind when you mention Texas. It makes me
Mhm.
curious because I genuinely just want to know. Have you been to Texas yet? Have you wrestled in Texas? Are there states out there that you haven't wrestled in that you're wanting to wrestle in?
So I have wrestled in Texas. I wrestled for Dragon Slayer Wrestling in Texas, but that was a good introduction. But as far as getting back there, the scene was fantastic. I love what Texas is doing. That's one of those. As far as states, of course, the Carolinas. Everybody wants to go to Flair Country.
Oh yeah, well,
You can't be, you can't be a wrestler and not want to touch Flair Country. But
well, it's interesting that you say that because you got a DM today from a company in the Carolinas that are interested in doing a collaboration show. So
okay.
if I will definitely keep you in mind if that one comes about. And with
I
me say
appreciate it.
when you say
I
Flair
appreciate
Country,
it.
it takes me back to when I was in the ring because again, I was never a body guy, but I patented my style after Flair because Flair was a good cardio guy. So
Yeah.
I that's how I got by, man. I gave the Ric Flair approach and I could just go and I wouldn't get tired. Just beat me up for as long as you need to, buddy. I'm here for you all night. Uh,
That's the way to do it.
where are some people that you want to get in the ring with? Like on the indie scene, obviously. I know we have a lot of really good friends and a lot of really really good friends that I just still can't believe to this day. But we were able to connect and we're able to do so many different
Mhm.
things that makes this question to me really important. So I'm real curious. Who are some people out there that you do want to get in there with if you could?
Man, I love this guy's physicality and style. LeBron Kazone. another
Mm-hmm.
Carolina guy. But we were introduced a while ago, and we've just never been able to coordinate that getting in the ring. But his style and his physicality, I I don't see that a lot in the indies. Like guys that can wrestle and you believe he is going it is going to be a fight. It's not a performance, it's not ballet, it is a fight. And that looks incredibly fun to me.
All right. Who else you got out there that's on the radar?
Ooh, let's see. I've been fortunate enough to get a lot of guys in the past year. Like I was well, I still am. Huge fan of Dustin Flash Waller. We've wrestled so many times, and I think every time just keeps getting better. A guy who's actually in the Super 8 that I'm excited to wrestle, TJ Crawford.
Fantastic.
Another guy who's physical, and it's going to be a fight when you're in there. Like these are guys that we know of each other. We talk to each other. We saw each other in Massachusetts and go, hey, man, it will be an honor. It'd be a pleasure to do this match. Hopefully we get to do it. Hopefully it happens.
Well, he's got to make the finals, you know. I mean, 'cause we all know you're going to be there, so
Oh,
it's
he can
good.
get in the first round. He can take a first round loss. TJ's fine.
It's
TJ's
okay.
cool.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I like hearing some of these names, man, because I
Mhm.
try to do what we can do to help the scene
Mhm.
overall, and there's some things that we may be able to make happen and do it as soon as we get off the air. I will chat a little bit more. But let me ask you this too. Now, we talked about some companies, we talked about some opponents. Who are some some people out there that we should be watching? It's kind of how our platform has evolved and how it moves and how it keeps going,
Mhm.
and essentially it's broken down into maybe people that you've been in the ring with. Could be some people you trained
Mhm.
with, people that feel like need to get a little spotlight.
Well, I'm big on physicality in wrestling. That if you have that, you are immediately to the top of my list. And one person that I was actually talking to today, who I don't think gets half the credit that she deserves for her physicality and technical ability, is Gia Scott.
Oh my
She is
God, yes.
incredible.
What
We were,
she is doing with Fight in the grappling division
yeah,
is
yeah.
fucking incredible stuff.
We were wrestling this morning. I'm like, this this is amazing. Like just some of the things that she's doing from a technical side. Like, yeah, by far, Gia,
I
amazing.
am so trying to get her on a show. You have no idea. I've reached out and reached out and reached out. She's a follower. Gia, if you're hearing me, I still want to talk to you.
I'll text Gia as soon as we're done.
She is a phenomenal, underrated, fucking professional wrestler right now,
She's
and
amazing.
I am so happy that you mentioned her name. I am so happy that you did. Who else do you got that we should be watching?
Man, my favorite tag team group. I don't even know what to call them, but if you see them at the bar, you know them. Post game,
Mm-hmm.
Miami Mike, Vinny Talata, and Hellfire McGuire. Those three together, first off, they will drink you under the table. Do not go to the bar with them. It is a hangover waiting to happen. But in the ring, they are fantastic. Come for the Hellfire McGuire promo. The match will take you to the next level.
Nice. I love hearing that
Yeah,
too. I'm a big fan of post game.
yeah.
I like their stuff.
Okay.
They're another team that's out there that's just tremendous. And as we grow and as our platform grows, there's a lot of things that we're going to be rolling out, and hopefully be able to show our love to the independent scene, man, because you guys are the ones that are out there entertaining us at the end of the day. None of us would be here if you guys weren't lacing your boots and getting out there and doing what you do. And I know just from being in the ring, there's a lot that you sacrifice. There's a lot that you give up. There's a lot that most people will never see and will never comprehend because they haven't been there. And I have, and I always say this, as we get ready to close things out, is I always say thank you because I don't know when the last time somebody told you thank you for what you do and getting out there and understanding the nature of this game and what we're playing and what you're doing and for being able to give up so much again. As we talked earlier, you probably gave up MLB career at some point. If you had scouts and you had people coming to watch you, you gave it up for professional wrestling. So it wasn't that decision's not easy. And again, it's like one of those things, man. Thank you for being you and being your authentic self, even here on the show today, man. This is it's been a really great conversation, and I always turn it over to my guest on the way out. If there's anything that you want to plug, anything that you want to throw out there, by all means, go right ahead, man. The floor is absolutely yours.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And actually, before I plug myself, I want to give you your flowers, man. Like doing this for independent wrestling and obviously the love that you have for independent wrestling, man, for somebody who is actively chasing it, I can't thank you enough for that opportunity. One, to be on the show, and two, everything that you're providing for independent wrestling. That's incredible.
It's
As
Go ahead.
no, no, go, go, go,
I was
go.
just gonna say, man, it's a labor of love, brother. And I always, man, I know where the scene was at when I was in it, and it wasn't necessarily the best. And while we can never make anything perfect, we can definitely try and make improvements. And if anything that I'm doing or my guys on my channel are doing, I mean, obviously it's something that none of us expected. And as it continues to grow, like brother, I keeping it real, man. I work 50 hours a week in a shoot job, and this is another 40.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then traveling on the weekends for shows and getting out and doing things. Thank God I got a better half that believes in what I'm doing, because I spend more time away from everything just to make all this work and make all this happen. We do everything in house. I edit my own videos. I don't use AI for shit. I try to keep us as authentic as we can, and I appreciate you just acknowledging the fact that we are out here and we're trying to make a difference and we're trying to do something positive.
that passion shows. I mean, it the first thing you see. I, I appreciate it.
What else you want to? Anything else you want to plug? Anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah, if you're in the Maryland Middle Atlantic area this weekend, February 28th, come see me whoop up on Jay Haru. March 1st, come buy some shirts at Fan Jam. Come support Myles Hawkins. If you want to watch me in the match afterward, I'll be performing and winning, because that's what I do, again that night. If you want to follow me, I'm at the Myles Hawkins, TheMyles Hawkins on everything.
Well, guys, again, I love how you spelled that out. I should have told you before we came on the air. It was underneath you the whole time. The easiest way that you could show your support is by indeed like, sharing, and subscribing where you can. And in most cases, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Our guest today, Mr. Myles Hawkins, it's the Myles Hawkins over on Instagram and all forms of social media. And isn't it the Myles Hawkins on YouTube as well?
It is on everything.
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter,
Just want
TikTok. Yeah. And I like spelling it out because a lot of people, even though I show them Myles, they always type MI.
Well, I'm going to keep it real. I had to double check it like 3 times because I wanted to make sure that I was correct. And I even had to do it on the graphic that I made as well. 'Cause I'm notorious for one finger hitting a button that it does no business hitting. And I just got to double check and triple check. But again, guys, please hit the follow button. Check out what Myles has going on. You're not going to be disappointed. He's definitely doing some pretty big things out there, and is going to do some bigger things in the future. And is definitely one of those guys that you should be watching. All you got to do, smash the follow button and then share, because you never know who's watching. You never know who may catch a clip, who may say, shit, that was fucking cool. I need to check this out. And it could be in his backyard. Then you've sold a ticket. Look at what you're doing. You're helping independent wrestling. Imagine that. For my guest today, Mr. Myles Hawkins, I am Chris Page, and we will see you next time.